Welcome to Brown Boy Chronicles, a podcast about brown boys sharing their life experiences, their perspectives, their ups, their downs, and basically just getting together to crack some jokes. We hope you enjoy. Welcome to another episode of Brown Boy Chronicles. This is Lucky.
This is KB.
This is Harvey.
Yo, I gotta tone it down a little bit this week because I was listening to our last week's episode and I just felt shame. I was just yelling so much on it. I was so hype. Yo, speaking of shame, this week the most awkward fucking situation happened in my life. I'm usually pretty good with awkward situations. Couldn't handle that, bro. I wanted to ask you, Rinku, because you're pretty stoic about shit. When have you been embarrassed? Because I feel like you just do your goofy laugh and you just laugh off every fucking thing. But I don't know if you ever get embarrassed about shit.
Yeah, not really. I don't know. Everything's like a joke.
Well, yeah. There's literally you haven't this maybe.
I got embarrassed probably back in middle school, high school, but I don't really remember any time I got embarrassed now.
Oh, I can maybe remember one time for Harvey.
Which one?
What?
We'll cut it out when you cuddled with her and whatever. Remember that? You didn't feel embarrassed for that?
Not really. It's just yo. I came here to sleep.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I know, but
just cut out her name. Just cut out.
Yeah,
her
we'll
name.
cut it out. But
I mean, yeah, I just got I just slept.
You didn't think anything of it. You're going yo, I should have done this instead of that, or yo, I kind of fucked up. Blah blah blah.
No, I didn't really I mean, it was just well, not meant to be. It's not meant to be. Just keep it moving. I'm not gonna get hurt feelings over it.
Dude, the only thing I would think Rinku would be embarrassed about is just his reusable Drake lines in his Snap stories or his stories every weekend is nothing was the same, in too deep.
He's not embarrassed about that, bro. He all about that.
I feel if I do that, post that shit drunk, and the next day I'm yo, why did I make that as a caption? This is wait,
my caption was straight fire every time.
They're all lyrics. They're all Drake lyrics.
Exactly.
No, the Drake line, though, a lot of long flights with 42. I forget you were taking a flight, and I just see that. I literally just started chuckling to myself.
A lot of 42 on flights.
Yo, every time I see Harvey stories, I just shake my head. Every time.
Dude, I say I look like Drake, but I think you might be in love with him. Dead ass. You literally might.
Bro, I have an emotional connection with the dude. What do you mean?
What do you mean an emotional connection?
And I legit have been listening to him for I know him through his music, and it speaks to me, and I relate to it. I've been on that shit since fucking middle school.
Wait, what was his very first one? The Autumn Falls, or not
deep.
Autumn Falls? That's a porn star. The comeback season. That was his first tape, right? Where he's in a pea coat.
Yeah.
You started listening to him back then. I only started listening to him when he came out with Over, and that was 2010.
I mean, I was on so far gone right away, and then I had known about whatever his random shit on YouTube and whatnot, and then those two mixtapes. I don't really go back to those mixtapes though. Those two first ones before So Far Gone.
I go to I go to So Far Gone.
Here and there, I'll go to them randomly. There's some nice ones in there, that one City something. I forget what it's called.
City Girls?
No, what? That's a new song.
City Girls is a group.
It's To My City or some shit like that.
305 to My City?
No, that's
nothing was the same. 305 to My City.
Hold on.
Nothing was the same.
I couldn't even post anything. Room for improvement. Yeah. And then I couldn't even post anything this weekend though, because I technically called out sick on Friday.
Do you have where people follow you?
Yeah, my classmates and stuff. You never know who's out here gonna be snitching on you and shit. Can't trust these snitches, yo.
Yo, fags. I had to kind of cut out. I was being too friendly with work people. I feel I need to kind of create that divide a little bit.
You're just friendly with everyone. You're too friendly. For me, whenever I meet someone, I'm if I'm not comfortable with them, I always have my guard up. I'm always quiet when I'm meet new people and stuff. I always observe, and then I start opening.
That's not how you are in the club.
That's just how I am. I've always been that way. The club is different because that's just you're just drinking and you're social. It just brings out everyone's social butterfly drinking, right? But I'm saying overall in actual real life, not club, not drinking, not actual soberness. I'm not I barely text people, right? I text in our group and stuff like that. That's how. But Lucky, I know for a fact, probably text 10 work friends.
And I don't know. I I the way I carry myself is just like I'm myself 100%. Like,
But knowing a lot of people doesn't mean you have to open
we're
up to a
not
lot of people.
opening up. I think we're just talking about posting shit. We're not like opening up. But I thought we're talking about Snapchat stories. Yeah, I don't open up to a lot of people. Just like handful of people that I'm really close with that I tell shit. But I'm just saying, like, when
Well, you said you're getting too close to like your professional
like
people
just
though.
like adding them on social media and shit, like on Snapchat stories and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, I feel like you need to create that
Oh,
divide.
aren't all your like workers like 30 plus?
No, like the people that are kind of joining now, like they're hiring. The new wave of hiring is like people like in our 20s, but like I am a little older than them. But at the same time, I'm not trying to have them see me wilding out.
I don't think I've ever had a work friend on Snapchat or Instagram. I mean Instagram, yeah, but not Snapchat.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just like something I noticed. I didn't even think about it before, but because I was just living at home, and now that like I'm back in the city, and I realize, yo, I'm adding a lot of like work people, like, and they get to see me like either drinking and stuff. I mean, but I just kind of stopped posting on social media in general. But I was just like
Yeah.
thinking about that too, like the snitches shit.
The only thing they're seeing is you posting songs that are 5 years late. That's all I fucking see, dude.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, I kind of stopped posting like what I actually really do. You gotta move in silence, bro.
Yeah. I have like attendings and shit, like doctors and stuff like trying to follow me now. And I don't even know how to like handle that. I just like let them sit in my like requests.
If it's Instagram and stuff, I think you can filter out what they can see, right? You can put people on your close friends.
Yeah, but I'm like too lazy to do that.
Or just don't add them to your like close friends. I mean, I don't do that shit either, but
yeah, I don't even have like a close friend thing.
No, go back to what I was saying earlier, KV. I don't know. I think Riku, you're like the same way too. We're just like how we are to like everyone. Obviously, like when you.
Yeah, I talk to everybody. Like that's like the whole point of me going out. Like anytime I'm in a new city.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like when I meet new people, it doesn't mean I need to keep my guard up or anything. Like what the like it's just a hi, hello, like how are you, and then you just gotta be charismatic or some shit. You can't just be a fucking fly on the wall and just like have other people like initiate the conversation for you to be friendly with.
KBB having an RBF.
What is that?
Resting bitch face.
Oh, resting bitch face.
Me? No, I don't. Do I? Maybe.
Yeah, you do.
That's just like my normal face, I think. Like yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, people say I have a RBF too, and I just like never like thought of that. Like people have told me that like I'm intimidating or I look like fucking like scary or mean, and like I'm like legit a fucking teddy bear.
It's a beard. You looking like fucking Saddam Hussein just came out the cave with that beard.
I don't think you're RBF, Rinku. KV,
Well, speaking of that too, I had the weirdest experience with fucking Uber this weird like today. I mean, like yesterday. We're in an Uber and like some black guy, because like it's me, an Indian friend, and then this Dutch kid who's like also like here on like a F1 visa, whatever, like a work visa. And then this guy just like starts like interrogates him, right? He has like an American flag on like the dashboard, and he's like, "Oh, why are there 13 stripes on the flag?" Like just out of the blue. And he's like asking like the Dutch guy, and I'm just like on my phone, and I'm on like the 13 colonies, like what? Like, and then he's like, "Why are there like 50 stars?" And then my friend's like, "Because of 50 states." And then this guy tells us like, "Oh, he's an immigration officer, that you would have failed your like fucking green card test if this was you right now. Like you need to study for this shit." And then out of nowhere, he's like, and this like he's also like heavy accent, and I think he was Muslim too. He's like, "Yo, why does everybody have like beards now? Like why are their beards all like cool now in the West?" We're just like, "We don't know, like I don't know, like it's like because of fucking terrorists. Everybody like the terrorists made it cool."
Wait,
like,
who said that? Who said that?
The Uber driver. He went from like one spectrum of like getting a green card and being like an immigration officer to saying that like terrorists are cool.
Is this head ass?
Bro, I had to get out of the Uber like right away. I'm like, yo, this is weirding me out right now. I hate being in those kind of scenarios though. Some Uber drivers are weird as hell.
I've never had a weird experience in an Uber driver.
Really?
Yeah, the only experience I have in Uber drivers is just like they don't want to shut up. Like when I don't want to talk, like they just want to keep on talking about shit. That's the extent of the weirdness. I don't think I've ever had a weird one either.
Bro, we were in LA one time, and I was with Japs, and like we took an Uber like real late, like 3 or 4 in the morning, and this guy was trying to convince us, "Yo, let's drive to Vegas right now." like change the destination to Vegas. Like he was ready to drive us to Vegas, and he wanted to go, and he's trying to convince us.
Yeah, he probably just wanted to fucking gamble
to go to Vegas.
Well, he wanted a free ride. He probably just wanted a free drive there, so you didn't have to pay for it.
But it was weird, yo. I was like, I had my like hand on the door, like I was like, ready to jump.
I can see why you guys are always like, yo, safety first. Like when you go, when you were telling me when we were in New York, you're like, yo, have your Uber app open. You gotta know where you're going. Safety first 101. It's probably because of that, yo. You've been through traumatic experiences like that. That's why it's safety 101. Actually, the only one time I kind of had a weird one was when I went to Louisiana last year, and this cocksucker was going on and on about Trump, and he started showing me like the Trump platform and all this like propaganda. Oh, he's like, yo, big media doesn't want you. The great cleansing is about to happen, and all this other like weird, like demonic shit. And I'm like, I'm just trying to like, I didn't know like what to really say because I didn't want to piss off the dude because I kind of was getting on edge with that shit. I'm like,
Whenever someone ever has a conversation like politics with me, I just go with it. If they're a Trump supporter, I
yeah,
just
no,
pretend I'm a
that's how
Trump
I am too.
supporter.
Yo, that's how I am
Yeah,
too. I'm like, yeah, yo, you're right, yo, you're right. The
yeah.
policy's fucked. The policy's fucked. Even though I don't even know what
Like,
the policy is, I just gotta agree with him because I just want my fucking destination.
yeah, exactly. One, I don't give a fuck about politics that much. Like, I'm not like into politics that much. But two, like, I'm not having an argument with a random stranger either about nothing. Other than that, like, I don't give a fuck if you're a Trump supporter, Biden supporter, or who the fuck you support. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I give no fucks.
Honestly,
But
yeah, just get me to my destination, bro. Like I'm not trying to.
yeah.
Facts.
Speaking of politics, you guys see that like the first black woman on the Supreme Court got nominated? I think her name's like Ketanji Brown and shit.
Yeah, it is that.
It's Ketanji? Is it Ketanji? I mean I haven't really watched anything on it, so I just know
You have it written down. Why do you say I think? Like that's her name.
because I don't know how to say it's the Ketanji. Is it Ketanji?
Yo, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
what I
Like,
know.
what is she about? Is she like a like? Is it like more so like nepotism, like that she just kind of was handed this position, or is she like really good?
No, it's all merit for sure. Like, dude, whenever a Supreme
Oh,
Court
but did you
gets
actually like see the interview? They be asking her some dumb ass shit. Like I forget the one weird one was like, "Yo, how do you define a woman?" Like, why are you asking like the Supreme Judge like that question? Like, how does that play any role like in like what
dude,
her like?
Ted Cruz literally asked her, "Are babies racist?" I
Yeah,
was like,
yo,
"What?"
that was the dumbest question ever.
He pulled up a children's book or whatever that I think it's something that they teach in the curriculum at like the school district she worked at or whatever. She was like board of directors or something. And like this book he pulls out and he's like, "Are babies racist?" Like the dumbest questions ever. Dude, old people should not be in fucking politics anymore. Like really, really old fucking people do not like are not with fucking current age. Really feel
I mean,
that
the whole
way.
like background behind that, I feel like it's like, oh, with age you get experience and you have like wisdom, right? So like that's kind of
Yeah,
wild.
but with age, you also fucking your brain deteriorates too. So
Yeah.
like half these people, their brain is like,
Yeah,
I don't
Biden
even
be
know.
seeing some wild shit, bro. Like I don't know. I've seen like some like clips of him and like he'll just be like stuttering or like make no fucking sense. Like I'm like, how is this man's like the president of the United States right now?
Yeah, I feel like we just took an L back to back. Like we got to jump off the politics thing, but like first we had Trump. That's like that man does not know how to talk. Like as a like how to carry yourself as a president. He's just so goofy. Then we have
No, I
Biden.
think I think he's confident as fuck. I feel like he carries
Dude, no,
himself
it's not about
well.
Yeah.
confidence. It's about like how to articulate you. He just comes off like a goofy person who's like just like how he talks in circles. Like the way Barack talked, that you understood that this man was educated. Whether he knew
Yeah.
what he was talking about, that's besides the point. When he delivered a speech, you realize, okay, this is coming from like a well-sound individual. With Trump, I just see entertainment, and with Biden, I just see like
I see nothing
yeah,
but Biden.
senile. Like I just see senile.
I'm like, dude, I feel the same with like, yeah, Brock. It's like all the emotion and motivation and like the hard speeches, whatever. Trump, it's just like honestly a reality show to me, and I fucking, it's like Jersey Shore or some shit. Like that's all I see. The Trump like there's a fucking quotable thing he says every fucking day. Like he's
Did you
just
watch
hilarious.
the interview with like Nelk?
No,
Yeah.
I got taken down, so I never
Yeah,
watched
I watched like
it.
the clips of it, and he's talking about like, if I was president, the war in Russia and Ukraine would have never happened. Like, yo, shut the fuck up, dog. Like, what are you
He's like
talking?
Putin. Yeah, Putin would never do that in like 2 years or whatever. Like I just wave my hand and say no.
Part of me like just wants to know, like, is he like just playing like a role, or is this like for actually how he is? Like, I can't tell sometimes because the people that live in that reality world, that like persona becomes their reality, and I want to know if that's really him or if he's just playing a fucking role.
Yeah, I really think he's actually smart, but like since he came from that reality world, he's using that to his advantage in like politics. I think that's what it is. There's no
Yeah.
way that this man's that stupid, like with that many Like obviously he had some failed business and shit, and he had some money from his dad, but whatever. But like he's still like relevant, and he's still just like always talked about in the media and shit.
Dude, I wanted to ask you guys this, like, so don't get me wrong, I feel like having $1 million is gonna get you ahead of everyone. But to turn that million to, like, 40 million, that in return, that in itself is, like, something to be proud of, right? Like obviously like you got a quick head start, but using that head start, you still gotta like do the extra work in, and like
But it's a lot easier. Like what they say is like that to reach your first 100,000 is way harder than reaching your first million. Like once you hit 100,000, you just rinse and repeat like what you've been doing, and you're gonna get to a million. Like 100,000 might take you like 10 years. Million might take you like 2 years. Because now like money is working in your favor, right? You already have the core foundations that you created to create that 100,000, and you just continue those core foundations and those good habits, and then money just gonna like keep growing.
I guess then you also have your pops in your corner telling you, yo, cocksucker, put it in SP500 or like all this other shit. Like I don't think our parents, like, I mean, at least my parents never told me that. It's just me learning on my own. So I was just always thinking, like, when I asked my friend this, because like half of them they shit on like, yo, yeah, he got like a handout basically. But then I was thinking, yeah, you got a handout, but then from that handout, you still had to put in the work in. It's just like how Kim K is saying, like hard work and all this shit. Like Kim K apparently like came out a video. She was getting cooked, and she was like, "Go out there, get your ass to work," and all
I think
this
I
other
saw
shit.
this.
People were just like roasting her because like no one wants to hear that from Kim K, bro. You got your start from like goblin wiener, but like
Ray J.
yeah, no
Sexy
facts, yo,
piano.
like I hit it first type shit, and you're telling us like, yo, work hard. The message is right, like yeah, go after it. Carpe diem, seize the day, but like it shouldn't be coming from you, dog. It should be coming from someone else, even though you have transcended that.
Pretend y'all got like randomly like Twitter famous or something. Would you like you remember that Catch Me Outside girl or whatever? Like would you take that to your advantage and just ride with it like them? Or would you just be like, because I feel like if I was that, I'd be
You got
embarrassed.
capitalizing on for sure.
I'm an island boy.
I feel like I would just be like embarrassed and would want to be off social.
I would just make merch like right away. I'd like put out shirts.
Nah,
like,
I feel like I just
whatever
want to
the
be off
meme
social
is.
media if I ever get like Twitter famous for something like punching or like even the Kim K porn star fucking video, whatever. Like that shit's too much.
I personally would take like the bag from it and then slowly like fade away. Like kind of like how Rinku's talking about the first 100K. I always try to like take the most money out of it. I don't know if I would want to keep like rolling with it and try to like make it more than it needs to be. I would just try to cash out
I
from
mean,
it.
that fucking Catch Me Outside girl has like a rap career now or some shit.
Dude, she made an OnlyFans and she made $1 million within like 3 hours.
Yeah, that shit is weird.
Isn't she underage? How is she?
No, once she turned
OnlyFans?
18, I think she just like turned 18.
Oh, has it been 5 years? I thought she was like 13 when that meme
That was
came
like
out.
2014, bro. She just went.
Holy
She just
fuck.
became legal. Like that sounds weird for me to say, but
Wasn't
like,
Kodak Black like also like?
no. It was academics, bro. This man, while she was like 16-year-old, he tweeted, "Yo, bad baby got some big titties for her 16-year-old." And everyone was like, "Bro, you can't say that shit. You can't sexualize an underage girl." Like, and everyone was just like cooking his ass, and academics was just not understanding the point. He's like, "Bro, but I'm just being honest. Like, she got bad titties for a 16-year-old." We're like, "Bro, just stop talking." Like, he's so goofy, bro. Yo, going back to the politics shit. I was actually was watching like a shit ton of world news this week on YouTube on random shit. Like I found this YouTuber called Jake Tran, and he talks about like corruption and all this other shit. Have you guys actually ever seen like corruption like take unfold in front of you? I feel like I've been pretty oblivious to shit. I haven't really seen corruption in front of me. Like I might have seen like cops just overusing their power in college, but other than that,
yeah, there was this one time. I guess it wasn't like them using the power, but it was like more so like this was the first time like discrimination kind of favored me. I was on the beach like real late night, and we like you can't be on the beach or whatever. And the cops came, and there was like these bunch of like Mexicans. They didn't really know how to speak English and shit, and they were like late night fishing outside, like on the beach and shit. And you're not allowed to do that; it's against the rules. So the cops came by, rolled on the beach, told everyone to get the fuck out. And after they find the Mexican people, and then like I was with someone, and they just like let me go. Like I felt like it was because I could speak English, and I kind of wanted to step up and say something about it because I was like, yo, like these guys don't know how to speak English and shit. Like you're discriminating against these guys, you're fighting them and shit. But I'm over here like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna just slide out of this scene right now, because I don't want to get a fine myself or like some fucking repercussions.
Mhm.
But that was the first time I ever felt like discrimination kind of favored me. But I don't know if that's technically corruption, but it's
Yeah, I've seen
like,
discrimination. I haven't seen discrimination to me like firsthand, maybe behind my back, but like I don't know. Rinku, have you seen any corruption?
Nothing comes to mind
and
like right now, like
dude, you have to probably in LA or SF. You probably saw something.
corruption.
You probably saw someone taking advantage of their power, like going to clubs or
That's not
something.
corruption. That's just like I wouldn't describe that as corruption.
Like abusing your power, right? Like in any way. That's what I define corruption.
I mean,
as,
bodyguards
personally.
abuse their power in like any city you go to.
Yeah, true.
Since all three of us don't really know that much, I wonder like would you want to know like how much corruption really happens? Like I feel like it's like almost like that black pill shit, like the Neo in the Matrix, if you take that not black pill, red pill.
I feel like if I was like higher up in like a place of influence or whatever, and I saw corruption and it's just like how the system runs, I'm gonna be honest, I probably would just play the game.
Yeah.
like because everyone else is fucking probably doing it. And it's not that I want to be corrupt, it's just if that's how the system works and the system's broken, that's the system's fault. It's not like at that point you're just a fucking player in that game, you just gotta go with it.
Yeah, you bring
Yeah.
up a good point, because like one of the people that they talk about is just like people aren't like inherently bad. Like when you go up to those like executive directors and shit like that, they're not like shitty people, but like the system is designed for ROI. Like you gotta return the profits like to the shareholders and all this shit. So like even though you're not this like malicious person, like but the system is set up in a way where you have to like maximize profit first. And if you have to maximize profit first, like you're gonna have to like put your morality to the side. Like the job of a for-profit company isn't to be like morally right. That's the job of the government to keep the company in check. For a company to like only not care about profits, that's a non-profit. Like that's we see those non-profits, but for a company that's for profit, like that's just like the excuse they use. Like, but then the government's like kind of hand in hand because like the government's probably getting their pockets greased by the for-profit companies. So
That's like everything right now too, though. I feel like everything in a way, if you look at it like in that sense, like everything is corrupt. Like just look at like the food scene right now, right? Like they're not doing the right thing. They're making things that are more processed, more fake, and like putting them out because like that's how they make more money. They decrease their like cost of like making that shit. But in as a whole, you're fucking everybody over. That's why everybody's so getting so fat and obese now. Like,
yeah.
and in a sense, that's corrupt too.
Yeah, dude, marketing is like next level evil. Like no one ever like when you talk about like whether it be like a new drug or like new fucking remedy, no one says, yo, just go for a run, motherfucker. You'll be much better than to pop in a pill. Like no one advocates for like a healthy lifestyle. Like I never seen that push. Like there's never studies comparing you taking this pill versus like you actually living like an active lifestyle and how like if that's like much better than you taking the pill. Everyone just wants the easy way out. And I don't know. I mean, I kind of see what you mean.
Yeah, shit's
Plus,
flawed.
like, I know, like, just with the pill thing too. Like, people just want to take the easy way out. Like, that's just what it is too. Like, people don't want to put in work either, right? They don't want to like run. They would rather just be like, oh, I don't have to do anything. I just take this pill.
Yeah, but it goes to the core foundation too. A lot of people are out there that been like a lot of physicians don't actually like actively educate their patients on like, yo, like you can reverse this shit. Like, yeah, you got type 2 diabetes, but you can reverse type 2 diabetes, right? By like changing your lifestyle, by like, yeah, like removing carbs, doing this other kinds of diet. They're not gonna educate. They're just like, oh, okay, metformin, here you go.
Yeah, they're getting
And
kickbacks.
tell you the dangers of like that like drug and the adverse reactions, but like not in a sense like your lifestyle education.
But yeah, sticking on corruption, do you think in nepotism, like, you favoring someone is considered corrupt?
Nepotism is like when, like, oh, you have like a family member kind of like.
Yeah, like you give unfair treatment to one person than the other
But
person.
isn't it more like family oriented nepotism? Like, it's like
I mean,
runs
it
in the
could be
family. It's
anything,
like
like
runs in the family type of shit. Like, oh, this is my son. I'm gonna give him a position higher up
yeah,
because I don't give a fuck about his merit technically, but he's my son, so I want to, obviously have a good life for him or set him up. And I'm gonna be honest, like, yeah, it might not be fair, but like, if you were in that position yourself, and you actually like, obviously these people care about their families, they care about their sons, their daughter, and how they do. I'd be the same way. Like, look at Donald Trump and his fucking kids, right? Who the fuck? I don't know what the fuck Donald Trump Jr. does and why he's fucking famous or what business he has, but he probably put him in a position to be well off in his life for the rest of his life. And yeah, it's unfair, but that's
corrupt.
It is corrupt. But if I was in that position, I would do that too. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, family business gets tricky. Like, like you start something and it slowly becomes an empire. You want to pass it down. Like it's just like, that's just like the common thing. But then I feel like the examples of it not being good is like you failing to see the red flags. Like, like your son is a motherfucker. He's not gonna flourish. It's like Horrible Bosses too, like that movie. Like, one of the the guy passed away and his son took over and he was like a cokehead. He literally was gonna run the company to the ground, but at the same time, he's your son. So
Yeah.
like it's like a difficult line to draw. I think like where you have to kind of decide for is like, do you want growth or do you want to just preserve the legacy? But like I feel like that's also flawed because if for you to have legacy, you also need growth. So at the end of the day, you shouldn't think of nepotism. You should think of what's best for your name, like what you have created. But that's kind of hard to do because like then, family members, love, and all this other shit comes into play. But I was just wondering if what you guys thought of nepotism, if it was like corrupt or not.
It's definitely corrupt. It's not that. It's just I just put myself in those shoes and I'm just like, yeah, I probably would do the same shit. like I'm not gonna judge someone for doing it if I know if I would do the same thing in their
I
position.
sometimes think about that shit, bro. Like if you were like, if we grew up in like a white family home where like, after 18 you're fucking independent. Fuck paying for your college. You figure that shit out on your own, motherfucker. Does that actually make you more of like a well-rounded individual versus like you kind of have that like kind of safety net? Yeah, I don't know. I always wonder like if I was like not in like the Punjabi household and I was more in like a.
But you probably wouldn't care about your family as much, right? Like right now, you're always afraid of moving out too far, right? But if you were in like a different culture or whatever, you probably wouldn't care about your parents as much.
Yeah, that's true. I guess there's always just trade-offs for certain shit.
Yeah, what do you guys think about the Diljit and Tory collab?
Fire. Yeah, that was gonna be my song for the week. Like when we should listen to. Dude, I just love international collaborations, bro.
Yeah, there's like so many collabs happening though. Like there's now like Karan Aujla is like collabing with YG coming up soon.
YG, yeah, I saw that shit.
Then,
that shit's about to be
and then
fire.
I saw Lil Pump and Honey Singh.
Wait, what?
Dude, honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, that's gonna be a fire collab. Okay, Loki, Honey Singh is fire. Still.
I only know like that Yo-Yo Honey Singh song that you sent me one time in 2K15 KB. I don't know any other.
Which one?
I forget. It was just like a goofy like.
How do you not know? You know Brown? You know.
Blue Eyes is like the most viral one, I think.
Blue Eyes, Brown. You know all these. How do you not know?
I gotta listen to them again. I don't know them by name. Dude, I recently just started kind of like last year listening to Punjabi music.
I'll send you some. I'll send you a Honey Singh playlist specifically.
Yeah, this is like Tory's second Punjabi collab, right?
Yeah, the first one was Gary Sandhu, I think.
100%.
I didn't like that collab. I didn't like that first collab, I think, compared to this one. Like, I thought that Gary Sandhu and Tory didn't mix the first collab. This one, I think the beat makes this.
That's that icky guy who made the beat.
Tory's verse is crazy.
I just love the beat cuts, like, when they like are about to come in on the beat and then it goes silence and you just hear bass like doom, doom, doom. And then they start going in. Yeah, that's a summer banger, bro. I gotta put some like my non-brown.
Yeah, I think it's dope for the culture though. Like you have like rap, hip hop now mixing like pretty like it's definitely gonna put Punjabi music way higher into the scene.
Yeah, I think besides Spanish, UK, I think Punjabi music's like fourth now in rap.
Yeah,
actually, Korean's up there too. International, like K-pop and shit.
Yeah, like BTS motherfuckers. Yeah, BTS, they are so big, bro. All we need is like an EP2 and Drake collab, bro. I feel like that will put Punjab on next level map, and it makes sense. They're both from Canada.
I remember the big like. There's like a one time like Drake I think followed Sidhu Musala and everybody like the whole like Punjabi like Twitter community started going crazy because like because they're obviously digging into it like crazy. And I think Sidhu only followed one person too at this time, and like it was just Drake. And so like they're like collabs like definitely coming, but like. I'm sure Drake like has like these people on his radar. This man's like has eyes everywhere.
But he's from Toronto, so he definitely knows about Punjabi culture a little bit. Like there's no way you don't from Toronto.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want him to say like 2 or 3 Punjabi words in a song. People are gonna go crazy. When he goes on like that. Yeah,
like
Hamza,
when he does
like
the Hamza like
Hamza, please, or some shit like that. Muslim people ate that shit up, bro. All the Arabic people were like going crazy.
Bro, but he actually like hit that shit nice. Like that shit, like he had the accent. and
Yo, I wonder what
everything.
he would say in like Punjabi. That would be fire for him. Like I'm trying to think of some words that he would say. I want to see if he would do like a boolean or something or some shit like that.
What if he gets like mad traditional, like on a mad traditional beat?
Nah. You need him on a trap beat. Like, I just tell you guys, you need him on like a more of a modern hip hop beat. I don't know if you'd be good on like a old school like Gurdas Mann type.
Yeah, him and AP could do some crazy thing, like there, like some soft shit that AP does with like Drake soft shit, like Marvin's Room. I could see it like, being like a bop.
I don't know if I want a soft shit. I feel like we need a banger from them. You need to go on charts, and the only things that go on charts are like bangers that you can play in the club.
Yo, that Drake Jack Harlow leak, I didn't like it. Like, yeah, the bars were fire or whatever, but like,
The bars were
expected a s-
crazy, bro. He ended push.
no, regardless of the bars and shit or how good the song is, it's not what I expected from a Jack Harlow Drake collab in April. I'm expecting a summer banger from them. It's you know what I'm saying? It's two of the like Jack Harlow had fucking so many summer bangers like 2-3 years ago.
I mean,
with,
outside
like,
of what's
Tory Lanez
popping,
little-
what did he pop off outside of that, bro? Like, what's popping is
What do
like
you mean? The song was
Jack
Chris
Harlow,
Brown.
bro. Yeah, his shit.
What are
goes
you
way
what's
talking
popping
about?
is like the one that like put him on the map. Other than that, like I really like don't see.
He had
So like the
Best
whole
Friends.
new album, yeah, already Best Friends
Yeah.
fire. Like the whole new album, I can listen to that album front to back, like not skip a song.
Yeah.
The man's like,
He
I
has
fuck
some
with
summer
Jack Harlow, like
bangers.
probably moved into like my top 5. The man is nice, and his personality is like insane. Like it's like fuck. Him and
Yo, his-
Drewski combo are like fucking hilarious.
Dude, his sus behavior just gets to me. It's just so funny the way he executes that sus behavior, especially with Drewski.
It's like awkward sus that's like delivered so eloquently. I don't fucking know. It's just like
Yeah, I'm hyped for this album though. But like I agree, First Class. I didn't really like First Class though.
the first class was the hook was crazy, but the verses.
What is First Class? Is that the song with Drake?
You haven't?
Bruh.
Oh my god, dude.
Is that the one that just released,
Indeed.
or the like old Jack Harlow song?
Okay, after this podcast, go listen to the
Add it to
fucking
our
song.
like what's our playlist called again? I forget. Brown Boy.
There is no way you have not heard this song. like this is what I don't get about
It's
you.
popping off
How you-
everywhere right now. I heard it so much
Yeah.
this weekend. Like literally every bar
Like,
is playing it already.
How do you not hear it?
I'm
Like,
gonna look
that's what I
this up
don't get.
after. Is this just something that just released, or is this like,
It released a week ago, but
Yeah,
like
last
it's
week.
everywhere.
bro? I haven't been outside. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
You were just secondhand embarrassed.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Kind of
That was a Spanish bar. They're not gonna play this shit at a Spanish bar.
They probably will.
Is this a Jack Harlow song? First of all.
Yeah, it's Jack Harlow.
Yes, it's Jack Harlow only.
Oh, okay. I gotta listen to it then.
The verse is ass, chorus only.
Yeah, girls are raving about Crazy, but I didn't know that was because of the Fergie sample.
Should we like wrap up with our songs of the week?
Is your song of the week Chauffeur?
Yeah, Chauffeur with Jeet and Tori, bro.
Mine is Chauffeur too.
Nah, you can't pick the same. Pick something else.
What do you mean? That's what I've been bumping though.
Same, bro. Back to back.
Nothing else really dropped this week. Music honestly has been fucking garbage like last couple week drops.
You gotta go back and explore, man.
Did you listen to
Explore new
Fabio
artists.
album though?
I'm gonna be honest. I listened to like 2.
Fabio 4.
Dude, okay. Those rappers, I can't listen to too much. Like, yeah, he's good on a verse. He's good on like a song here and there, but it's like the same style. Like same thing with the baby, right? Fabio has that same
like,
style.
yeah, he's trash. He's like just makes the same. So he had one.
But that's what I'm
hit and,
saying.
like,
That's how I feel about Fabi a little bit too. So I like listen a couple songs and I just like stop listening to the album. I do have to go back to it. My song of the week is it's called Ghostin'. It's by Wesley Joseph. He's a British songwriter. You guys should check that shit out. It's fire.
True. I'll do London by Bia.
Is that the one with J. Cole? J. Cole goes off on that, right?
Yeah.
The others, all right, maybe like an honorable
Right,
mention
yeah.
since Rinku had Chauffeur as well. I was listening to Blame by Bryson Tiller a lot. I'll add it to the playlist. But
Bryson's fire too, yo. He got so many fucking bars. Thank you for tuning into Brown Boy Chronicles by Harvey, Lucky, KV, and produced by Deech, who you can find at Drawings by Deech. We are available on all streaming platforms. Please rate and subscribe as this helps us grow. And lastly, please follow us on social media, which can be found in the episode description. If you'd like to collab, slide in the DMs or hit our email at brownboychronicles1@gmail.com. Till next time.